Hello everyone, my name is Jamie Abelson and I'm the Director of Programs at the League of Chicago Theaters. I want to thank you for joining us for the May 2023 episode of the League of Chicago Theaters Industry Podcast. The League is a nonprofit organization that is here to support, promote, and advocate for our membership of over 200 performing arts organizations across Chicagoland. This monthly podcast is for industry professionals and theater lovers to showcase the amazing performances and programs being created by Chicago's passionate theater community. Each month we'll bring you industry updates, interviews, and performances from around the league, starting with a welcome from our Executive Director, Marissa Lynn Jones. Thank you for joining us and keep up the good work.
Well, hello everyone. I am Marissa Lynn Jones. Yes, last name change alert. I got married. It's done. And so my name is Marissa Lynn Jones. I'm the Executive Director of the League of Chicago Theaters. I'm here for the May podcast to talk about what's going on at the League and in the industry around town. I wanted to start by saying congratulations to everyone who completed your application for the B2B grant. That is officially done. It's a wrap. It is closed. But we want to thank everybody here at the League and all the organizations who shared information so that people can apply. Next, I wanted to talk about Switch on Summer, hosted by ComEd, and the League is going to be out at all of the festivals. Switch on Summer is the first one where we are going to turn on the Buckingham Fountain. So we're really excited about that, and we're going to be at festivals all summer long. It's festival season, and we're going to be on the north side, in the Loop, the west side, and south sides of Chicago. If you have materials that you would like to give us to take these festivals, or if you want to join us, please come out and please give those materials to our marketing team. Next, speaking of getting out to the festivals, our summer guide is on the way. Thank you to everyone who submitted their materials to chicagoplays.com. That summer guide is going to hit on May 22nd at our official board meeting, and you'll have those materials into June to spread around. So please make sure you come pick some up. We'll come bring some to you, but we want to make sure everybody is aware of all the shows happening through the summertime. A big shout out to everybody on the team for making the summer guide happen. Now we have some really special news because TCG is bringing the national conference to Chicago in 2024. We're so excited about this, and the League partnering with TCG in hosting. This is the first time that they have returned to a city who has hosted the conference before. So we really have to show up and show out. And as I said, in order to show up, what I need you to do this time is show up to the community meeting that's going to be happening on Tuesday, May 23rd with TCG. They want to hear from us and our community as they begin to plan the conference. They want to have our voices at the table. So let's make sure we show up and we're there to contribute. We're so excited to have them. That's huge for us as an industry here in Chicago and the industry around as the biannual conference continues. So I hope to see you on Tuesday, May 23rd. As well, we have an upcoming industry night at Raven Theater. We also have an e-waste drive in connection with that industry night, so please look to the broadcast for more information. But we will be watching the October Sky production at Raven, and those will be $15 tickets with food and drink included. So please look for more information on the broadcast to join us at industry night. There's always something exciting happening at the League, and I can't wait for you to learn more. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the audience soon. Thank you.
Next up is our In the Community segment, where we interview members of the Chicago theater community about their exciting projects and programs. Today we'll be sharing excerpts from an interview with theater-wise Melissa Lorraine about the company's exciting new space in North Lawndale and all of their inspiring community initiatives.
Hello everyone, I'm Marissa Lynn Jones, and I am here on the League's community segment of our podcast. I am here at Theater Y with Melissa Lorraine, the co-founding artistic director, and we're talking about all of the things happening in the space, the exciting new changes, and the programming that they have here. Thank you so much for having us here.
My pleasure.
First, let's talk about the space. You just gave me a tour, and I'm just so excited for all of the things that are happening here in the space. And then let's talk a little bit about the history of Theater Y and how you got here and where you are.
So this building is a 30,000 square foot storage building that was built 100 years ago, and it's been a myriad of things, mixed use, not very open to the public for about the last 30 years. The storefront windows have been covered and the space has been rented out to individuals, but it has been, in my opinion, dying to be a public venue for a very long time, and has extreme charm, a lot of really lovely details that we are thrilled to enjoy every day. So we've focused for years and years on international collaboration as a way of remaining humble in the sight of the work, always assuming that we know nothing about what's possible in this space and what we can achieve through the act of gathering. And that's kept us agile and responsive as artists, just to understand this is the goal, but we are never arriving at the means to the goal. We're never creating a formula to achieve what it is that we're trying to achieve.
A totally new way of approaching the work for a lot of people, and especially having that international experience and trying to bring that forward.
So that was how we spent the beginning of our years. Now, you can imagine that if that's the goal, if we're gathering strangers around a problem and keeping them in the space until we've reached some new understanding, then how can there be a ticket price at the door? How do you set up a ritual for your society but exclude certain members from your society in that ritual? So that became a problem, a very tangible problem. And we solved it in 2018 by adopting NPR's model of membership to keep our doors open to the public for free.
Yeah.
And then we didn't see the audience change in the way that we wanted to see it change because we were in Lincoln Square. So that brought everybody back to the table saying, we're in the wrong spot.
Yeah.
So it was a long process of figuring out where do we go, how do we leave the 250 other theaters on the north side, and how do we not impose ourselves on a community that is not ours,
Right.
Which is not easy to unriddle. So we sat inside the question for a while.
Art imitating life, imitating art.
Right.
You're going through that process,
You
as
know?
you said, of figuring out the problem, right?
Exactly,
Okay. Yes.
exactly. And in 2020, we were invited to North Lawndale to bring our free theater to an urban forest garden that a man from North Lawndale was developing. That set off the light bulb in my heart because I have a 30-year history in this community. My sister and my brother-in-law have lived here for 30 years. I've worked for an organization in this community that works with youth. And so I know a lot of people who were once very small who are now very tall, and it felt like home, and it was just obvious that, yes, we should move to North Lawndale. It didn't work out in that original campus location, but it helped us identify where we wanted to go.
Yeah.
And it took 3 years for us ultimately to find this location. But in those 3 years, we were able to work with the community to try to identify who we were about to become when we found a location. So we met with the North Lawndale Community Coordinating Council, which is a group of 300 stakeholders who created a quality of life plan in 2015 for North Lawndale. And we said, we're a theater company, how can we partner with the vision you have for this community? They presented the quality of life plan, 8 initiatives that include arts and culture, and we looked at those 8 and we said, we'd like to partner with you on 5 of these 8. Beyond arts and culture, we'd like to see if we can participate in health and wellness, job creation, youth development, and housing.
I like that word too, partner, because it's not, some outside entity coming in to fix what they perceive to be the problem. You're really talking to the community members who've already had this, model set out that they would like to follow. and being able to come in as partners in that work is the difference between, coming in and saying, we're going to take over and do this thing, and really being a part of the community. So that's amazing.
It's really helped us know what building we were even looking to purchase. Once we understood, okay, we're going to try to partner in all of these different ways, that gave us a sense of, okay, if we found a large enough space like this one, we could have housing, we could have job creation, we could have health and wellness on the rooftop, all of these other things that we could say, oh, that's necessary too, don't just make art.
Yeah.
So one of the strangest elements of doing what we're doing is that we know that theaters have been wielded against under-resourced communities as the first line of gentrification since the dawn of time. And just because we are here wanting to work with the community that is here now doesn't mean we won't push them out accidentally by increasing property value or taxes or what have you. And we can't just 20 years from now shrug and say that wasn't our intention.
Right.
So how do we proactively combat what our presence may start to spiral, and money wins, right? Like, just because we don't want to do it doesn't mean it's not gravitational.
Right.
So our architect came to the table and proposed a geothermal heating and cooling pilot site. This is how wild some of the ideas are having to be.
Please explain what that is.
So it means burying the utility lines to the 55-degree level below ground, which means that heat is only being pulled up from 55 degrees instead of negative 20, and air conditioning is already cooled. And the Citizens Utility Board has approved us being a pilot site, which would mean that an 8-block radius surrounding our building could tap into that utility line and reduce their utility costs by $1,000 per year per household.
Wow.
Presumably to have it to put towards their tax increase or their rental increase.
Okay.
So these are some of the, definitely beyond art making, but still creative. We're trying to explore how, as artists, we have lateral thinking skills that might get us out from under these riddles that business people and architects it is an architect who came up with that, but trying to apply our imaginations to things definitely beyond our purview. You're already
so much further ahead than a lot of the major theater companies, I'll say that, in terms of impacting community with that by itself. So congratulations to you on that. And speaking of impact, the building which Theater Y is in, but you've opened up this space to other organizations as well that are helping this community and align with the same mission that you have. Can you speak a little bit about who's in here with you and who you've opened your doors to?
Well, this was another direct request from many people in the community. Because theater is kind of an umbrella art form to begin with, it kind of contains every other art form inside of itself. We could feel the community starting to sense that this could be a hub for others, and they started to articulate that one of the things that North Lawndale really struggles with is siloed efforts throughout the community, where they're doing great work, but they're alone and they're not able to benefit from each other's synergy or efforts. And so if we could be a hub that would help the already existing efforts do what they do better. So they also asked us to be open during the day, and we knew that that was going to stretch an already impoverished theater company too far. So we started thinking about how we could invite other organizations to help the building be open during the day. And so Be Love Cafe is considering becoming a satellite coffee shop in our lobby. Open Books is wanting to put a Pay What You Want bookstore in our lobby. North Lawndale Reads is wanting to have classrooms and offices upstairs. The Firehouse Community Art Center has already moved in, and they do violence prevention work with youth.
Wow.
And so we still have a couple spaces that are available, and trying to figure out what's missing from the ecosystem in here. Be Love Cafe also has an apiary. They grow, or they make honey, and so we've invited them to expand their apiary on our rooftop, and they hire returning citizens to work their apiary, which is a big mission of Theater Y. I know I'm throwing so much at you right now.
No, this is great because it's there's so much happening already here, and you just got here in February, right? So you've already taken huge steps and come such a far way, and I know that you're exploring what is possible here, and it'd be great to know if there's information for people who are saying that they're interested in coming or exploring this space, just where we are. So maybe give the address, and then if people want to support you in your efforts, how can they do that as well?
Yeah, so our address is 3611 West Cermak. We are right on the corner of Cermak and Central Park, 1 block south of the Central Park Pink Line stop, and right on the border between North Lawndale and Little Village. Our website is theater-y.com, the letter Y. And it does have a membership and support tab, which is how you could become a member. Members pay as little as $5 a month and as much as anyone wants to keep our doors open to the public for free. We also do take one-time donations. There's every kind of way to give on our website. Also, a major help is just getting the word out about us over here.
Yes, and that's why we're here. And speaking of getting the word out, I know you showed me around a little bit, and you have the youth programming that returned just yesterday, and a show that's got 2 more weekends coming. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Sure. So we currently have Jackie Sibley's Jury. We are proud to present a presentation about the Herero of Namibia, formerly known as Southwest Africa, from the German Südwest Africa between the years 1884 to 1915.
Say that 3 times fast.
Whenever anybody asks me the title of the play, I kind of gulp, like, oh, are you ready?
Yeah.
It is Jeff recommended. It's the New City's... my favorite quote from New City is, "Jury has killed the kings." And it really is an extraordinary piece of writing in the canon in light of everything that Drury is responding to in the history of theater in America in particular. I can't recommend the show enough. It's directed by Keziah Waters, who is an incredible artist. And then we have a puppet show that we created last year with a group of youth from North Lawndale, together with Michael Montenegro and Marvin Tate. And it has been invited to be presented at Chicago Shakespeare Theater at the end of May. So there's no end of things to see. Every Monday night we have a salon series in this room with 4 extraordinary artists who curate magic from 6 to 9 p.m. every Monday. It's free. There is a bar. It's also BYOB. It's an extension of your living room, and we would love for you to make it a part of your weekly ritual. It really is the way that I refuel every week for the week.
Amazing. That's amazing. And the programming continues to be free, and for audiences who want to come see the show, please note that opportunity to support wherever you can, and support all the wonderful things happening in this space. Well, thank you so much for being a beacon of light here in the community and opening up your doors to so many other organizations, through expansion of the youth program, through attacking the incarceration system. And I just hope that we can continue to support. This is what theater is all about. Theater is for everyone and uplifting everyone's voices. And I think you all, I'm excited to see how the building grows over the next couple of years, especially with the changes that are coming. And so I'm so grateful to you and to Theater Y in general for the work and for continuing over the years to stay true to your mission and to really think about the impact on all levels, not just on the artistic level. So Thank you so much. Thank you for having us. Please come and support the show. Please come and support the programming. Come out on Monday nights and join as well. And we look forward to spending more time here with you. And thank you, everyone who's watching.
Thank you so much.
Next up is our Fresh Faces segment, where you'll get to know some of the people working behind the scenes to help our industry thrive. We'll interview administrators, technicians, and creators across our membership about their careers, organizations, and artistic pursuits. This month, we're keeping it close to home with an introduction to Tanya Bermudez, the League's new digital media manager. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Fresh Faces segment of the podcast. I am here today with Tanya Bermudez, who is our new digital media manager over here at the League. How you doing, Tanya?
I'm great. How are you?
Good, good. You have not been here very long, but we are very excited to have you. How did you find yourself here in Chicago and working with us here at the League?
Yeah, so coming from California, came here to pursue a more creative environment, and I started doing media for Humboldt Park, and I have grown that into now a local small magazine, and so that's been kind of my experience working within that neighborhood and working for different festivals in Chicago, and now supporting the theater community.
Fantastic, fantastic. So you're from California. How long have you lived here in Chicago?
7 years now.
Okay,
Yeah.
7 years. And you're in Humboldt Park.
Yep.
Sounds like you're doing a lot of amazing stuff in that neighborhood. What are some of the projects and things you're going to be taking on here at the League?
So we have so many different social platforms that we're on, and so creating some content, revamping our TikTok, and working with the team to do more Chicago community-based media.
Fantastic, fantastic. Let's just finish by telling us something fun about yourself, a hobby or artistic pursuit that people might not know about.
Yeah. I love to garden, so I have a community garden bed in Humboldt Park, and I like to hop around other people's gardens too and help out. So I love to grow, and it's growing season.
Fantastic. What are some of the things that you're planting this year?
I've got some heirloom tomatoes, ground cherries, I've got a cabbage, some peppers, flowers, herbs.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Fantastic. All right, well, good luck with this growing season.
Thanks.
And welcome to the League. Welcome to our wonderful organization. We're very happy to have you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, have a great day. Next up is our Art in the Office series, where we head out into offices and rehearsal rooms across Chicago to preview some of the exciting work coming soon to our stages. This month, we hosted performers from Citadel Theater to hear more about their current production of Airness. Hi everyone, I'm Jamie Abelson. Welcome to the Art in the Office segment of our industry video podcast. I am here with Julia Rowley and Evan Cullinan from the show Airness going on at the Citadel Theater right now. They are here to talk to us a little bit about this awesome new show and then hopefully show us some of their moves. So the show Airness is about air guitar. Mm-hmm. Is that correct?
It's about a lot of things. And maybe practically it's about air guitar.
Right, okay.
And it's also, it's like about finding your people and releasing control of competition, and maybe sometimes it's about what does revenge do to people. It's about, it's about a lot of things. But yes, ultimately it is about a group of people who enter into air guitar competitions and take it extremely seriously.
Great.
While still having fun, being silly because you can.
There's actually no fun in the show.
No, not at all.
Right.
I end up weeping after every show.
Pictures look
Yeah.
fun, though.
That's all a
It's
lie.
basically a big funeral. It's an air guitar funeral.
It's
No, it's a lot of fun. The
Yeah.
show's a lot of fun.
So, what have you learned about the air guitar community while working on the show, and the sort of inner workings of of that world, which I know nothing about.
It's so much more technical and organized than I thought it was.
Yes.
And yet it's almost the exact amount that I thought by when you get there. Like they have like organizers, they have overarching hosts that it goes international, because I guess the first one, did it start in Finland, like the first international competition?
I know that the world competition is in Finland.
Yeah, and that's like been consistent. It's there, you go there to compete against people from all over the world doing this. It's a massive event.
And there are national qualifiers in a lot of states all over the US, which is kind of something we like cover in the show as well. And then like kind of like on a more local level, the people who are really dedicated to this spend a significant amount of like time and energy into putting together a song, into like choreographing a song. In the show, it's compared to, or it's like to try to explain it to one of the characters, they reference like great stage magic or drag. It's like it's a full out 60-second performance, and it's extremely competitive. It's been covered by, I think, ESPN and Vice. Like there's like money involved. There's like sponsorships involved. So it's very intense. And we have had someone like work with us. Her name is Rocky Rhodes. That's her stage name. And she's very good friends with Nordic Thunder, who has been a champion for like several years
Just
in a row.
got named, because I think Nordic Thunder's been in the community for like 25 years or something, just got named the champion of champions because of how often he's won.
Wow.
He sent us a message for
On
our
opening
opening
night.
night, and he was so genuine and so loving, and he said that air guitar introduces him to a community of people that reminds him like how much to love everything. He's like, I love my partner, I love my like world more, I love the people I interact with more because of air guitar. So it's like, and that is incorporated in the show as well. So it feels like something that feeds a lot of people, and a lot of people return to as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, just looking at some of the footage from the show and the costumes and the production design, it looks like an incredible atmosphere. It looks like an incredible vibe to be a part of. What are some of your favorite aspects of the production and just showing up every night and doing this crazy thing in front of folks?
I have to think
Good
about
question.
that. What do you guys?
I don't know if there's anything I dislike about it. The cast is really strong, very easy to play with. We have like a lot of great like comedic minds on the cast, as well as very good like dramatic actors, very seasoned actors as well. So I find I'm sometimes on stage trying not to laugh. Which I shouldn't admit. Don't say that to anybody.
What?
But
Don't tell them you're enjoying the thing you're doing. You're right.
It's genuinely enjoyable with the cast we have. Yeah. Everyone gets along really well. The costumes are so much fun to be in and play around. They really add so much to the character. Cindy just did Cindy Park did an incredible job with costumes. I don't want to give too much away, but some of the production side is also like the lights and the way that our set functions. I don't want to give it away. Is really like just adds so much to the atmosphere. I've never been in a show that's been like this well, honestly, put together. It all melds very nicely.
All right, thank you for talking to us again. This is Julia Rowley and Evan Cullinan, who are performing in Airness at the Citadel Theater from April 21st to May 21st. You can find tickets on their website, but there are also industry tickets available every Thursday night, which you can get by calling 847-735-8554 or emailing tickets@citadeltheater.org. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Yeah,
Thanks for having
thank
us.
you.
All right.
When I'm lying in my bed at night, I don't wanna grow up. Someday never seems to turn out right, and I don't wanna grow up. How do you move in a world with fog that's always changing things? Makes me wish that I could be a dog.
Thank you so much for joining us for this podcast episode from the League of Chicago Theaters. If you are in the Chicago theater industry and you want to learn more about our events and programs, head to leagueofchicagotheaters.org. If you are a theater lover looking for things to experience, head over to chicagoplays.com for a comprehensive list of all the work going on at our member theaters. You can also head to hottix.org to look for half-price tickets across the city. If you are inspired by the work that you heard about today, please do not hesitate to go to chicagoplays.com/donate to help support our efforts. Thank you for all that you do for the Chicago theater community, and we'll see you next month.